Hey guys, today I got another really cool card trick to show you. So this trick is one of the trick that you get the best reactions from your friends, your family, literally anyone you go up to and perform this trick. And it is actually not a hard card trick, however it's a really simple and easy card trick. No one's gonna find out how you do this trick. So I really hope you guys will enjoy the performance. See you guys there. Alright guys, now I'm gonna show you the trick that I was just talking about. So first of all, let's give it a quick shuffle, just like this. And now, I would like to have my spectator to cut half of the deck, just like this. And now, I'll have them to pick a card from this deck. So I'll go through it slowly, and they can touch any card they want to. Let's say they touch this card over here, and you guys can go ahead, try your best to remember this card. Alright, so hopefully you guys see that clearly. So now, if it's in the real performance, I would have my spectator to put this pack in their pocket or sit on this pack if they want to, just to show that I'm not gonna touch this deck and they can hide it wherever they want to. So in this case, I don't have a spectator, obviously, right? I'll just put this pack here and cover it with this box. Alright, now, we haven't touched this pack, right? So now, if I have a spectator, I'll have them to count down cards. Just counts down cards, and they can stop whenever they want to. So just like this, we have a lot of random cards, and they can stop if they want to, just after a few cards or 15 cards or whatever they want to. So let's say they start dropping the cards. Alright, let's say they stop right here. Alright, now they just stopped on this card. And let's see what's this card. Alright, it's a 6. So number 6, alright. It's a special number, right? Because they could have stopped whenever they want to. If they stop one card before, it will be a 2. But if they stop one card after this, they'll stop at the queen, which is 12. But they chose to stop at this card, the 6 of spades. Now, after that, I'll have my spectator pull out this deck of cards, counts down 6 cards, and they're gonna go ahead and do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, they have just stopped whenever they want, and they have counts down 6 cards. Now, I have no idea what your card is, but the card know what your card is. So the next card would be the 8 of hearts. So hopefully this is your card, and if you guys really want to know how to do this card trick, please stick around for the tutorial. Alright guys, so this will be the tutorial for the trick that you just saw. So first of all, this trick actually requires a bit of setup. For this setup, you just have to pick out 4 6 and 4 7s, because this trick is called the 6s and the 7s. So just go ahead and grab your deck of cards and start taking out all your 6 and 7s from your deck. So for this setup, you just have to put these 8 cards on top of the deck, just like this, and you're ready to go. So if you guys know how to do the Pharaoh shuffle, you can just leave the setup like this. But if you guys don't know how to do it perfectly, or you don't really have confidence to do the Pharaoh shuffle in front of the audience or your friends, you can just give it a bit more setup, which you just have to put a card between each 6 and each 7s. If you don't know how to do the Pharaoh shuffle, don't worry, use your middle finger and your thumb to pull out 2 cards, 1 card from the bottom, 1 card from the top, just like this, and place it on the table, and do it 8 times. Okay, just like this. And then you will get this setup, which you will have a 6 or 7, random card 6 of 7, random card 6 or 7, random card 6 or 7, random card, and etc. And then you can just put this whole pack on top of the deck, and you're ready to go. So, if you guys know how to do the Pharaoh Shuffle, use this setup, the normal setup, 4, 6, and the 4, 7s, and just place it on top of the deck. So when you go up to your friends, you can just say that you're going to do a Pharaoh Shuffle. If you know how to, you can do 1 Pharaoh Shuffle, alright, just like this. And then, if you don't know how to do the Pharaoh Shuffle, or you know how to do the Pharaoh Shuffle, after that it will be the same, because you see that you got a 7 or 6 random card, 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 just like this. So you basically got the same setup. But if you know how to do the Pharaoh Shuffle, you can just shuffle it 1 more time in front of your friends so that it looks really shuffled, but it's actually not. You can have your spectator cut roughly half of the deck, just like this. And then you just put this deck aside and ask your spectator to pick any card they want to from this deck. And you're gonna spread out the card slowly, 1 by 1, and try to count 6 cards in your head. So you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then try to get a pinky break at the bottom of the 6th card, just like this, and continue spreading the card. As your spectator touch this card, you can ask them to remember this card, and then you're just gonna leave all the cards on top of the deck, and also remove the 6th card that's on top of your pinky break. So now you got 6 cards here. So after your spectator have finished memorizing this card, in this case it's the Ace of Clubs, and then you can ask them to just place this card on top of your deck and just put all 6 cards on top of it so that their card is at the 7th position of this deck. So long story short, you just want to have the cards at the 7th position of your deck. So you can use any way you want to, just place their card at the 7th position, and then you can hand this deck to them and they can go ahead and put it inside their pocket. They can sit on it, they can hide it, whatever they want, just so you can't touch the deck. Now you're gonna grab this deck of cards and ask them to deal out cards 1 by 1 and stop whenever they want to. So basically, what are you gonna do in your mind? As they're counting the card, you're gonna say to yourself, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, as they count the card 1 by 1. For the yes, it means it's a 7 or 6. If it's a no, it means it's a random card, so that you keep track of what card they deal down to. So let's say they start dealing the cards, and this is a 7 or 6, you know, because you got this set up. So it's a yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Alright, let's say they stopped at the no card. So obviously this will be a random card. However, you know this card is a 6 or 7, right? You didn't say that you use the card that is on the table. So you can use the card here on top of this deck. They just stop at this card. Alright, just like this. What if they stop in a yes card? Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes. So what if they stop in a yes card? Again, you didn't say that you're gonna use the card that is on their deck. So you can just use the card that is on the table, which you know it's a 6 or 7, right? So it works either way, and if you just have this setup, you just keep track of how many cards they deal down, and you know which one is a random card and which one is not a random card. Instead, it's a 6 or 7. Alright, so in this case, let's say they start dealing a card and you keep track of it and say to yourself yes, no, yes, no. So it's a no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. So they stop at this no card. So you take the yes card, which is the next card, and you're gonna ask them to flip it over, and it's a 6. So the best part is the fact that you can show your spectator that if they stopped one card before, they would stop at a 5. However, if they stopped at the card after the 6, they would stop at a 10, because they're both random cards. So you can go ahead and ask them to take the whole pack out, and it's obviously the end of the trick, and it's just self-working. You can ask them to deal down 6 cards, because they got the 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the 7th card is their card. But how come their card is at the 7th card, but they count as a 6? And again, you didn't say that their card is at the 6th position. You just asked them to count down 6 cards, right? So if they got a 7, you can just ask them to deal down 7 cards, just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And again, you didn't say that this will be their card. Instead, the 7th card is their card. So this is the Ace of Clubs. So I really hope you guys like this card trick, because it's a really cool self-working. It's just need a bit of setup, and I think you guys can handle this card trick really well. So hope you guys like this 6 and 7 card trick, and please subscribe for more card tricks tutorial like this one. Peace.